This is Goated.
What is this?
Goated.
Goated.
I like that.
Goated. Goated.
That sucked. 3, 2, 1. There we go. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Goated Podcast, the platform where we talk about the greatest shit of all time. We're your goats. Got my man J Ham, my man Antoine, and of course you already know me, the Goat Mac. Today we got some good information and some good shit to kind of talk to y'all about again, so that you guys can also become goats in your own lanes as well. But I don't have anything to start with, but I know Jeremy got something to share.
I got a little something. So today we're gonna be talking about.
Don't summarize it. That's lecture.
Wow.
He took you out of school. So
Class, this is what we're gonna be talking about today.
That's boring.
Right. So I got a comment about our podcast.
Okay.
Right. Some feedback for our podcast.
Okay.
She said, it's one of my friends from high school. She said, "Great podcast. Everything is amazing, but it would be a little bit better if you guys didn't curse so much."
Who the fuck is them?
Yeah.
And so
really,
I told her, because you made a comment in the previous episode that I don't cuss, right? And so I told her that, and she also said that you guys are way too intelligent to be cussing.
Oh.
And I told her that some of the most intelligent people I know cuss.
Yeah.
And just because you cuss doesn't mean anything about your intelligence.
Right. Just because you use a certain vernacular doesn't
Yes.
make any difference
Yes.
between what you're actually saying.
Yes. And then I told her that it's more important to be authentically who you are than to tailor your vocabulary to meet a certain need or certain audience.
Right.
So just because I don't cuss doesn't mean you guys shouldn't cuss. Or just because you guys cuss doesn't mean I should.
Absolutely not.
You
Because
ever read The Art of Not Giving a Fuck? You ever read that book? So I can't remember the passages exactly, but in that book, they talk about how many fucks to give throughout your days to be able to optimize your progression. But anyways, they talk about the word fuck being used, and that fuck is highly used by intelligent people. Simply just because it transfers so well. It makes sense to use the word, right? So I don't really see why, cussing would be like a nonsenseless thing.
whispering like a motherfucker.
Hey man, I'm not a loud person.
I know
what I'm
when
saying?
you make a comment, he be looking at me, he be like, "Well, I be like, what, bro?"
I'm trying to speak into your soul, bro.
Nah, shit, just to the mic, shit.
Nah, I got you.
But no. What I'm finna say is, bro. Like, however the message is delivered, we spoke on that in the previous episode too. It's just a message. You know what I'm saying? Read between the lines. Like, I shouldn't have to give or deliver the message in a way that you want to receive it to make it easier for you to accept it. The message is the message. The information is the information. Are you looking at what the information actually is, or are you saying, "Oh, well, they could have said it a different way"? No, like, just take it for what it is. You
For
know
the
what I'm saying?
content.
Just take the content for what it is. Take the free ass game that we given and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you curse doesn't mean nothing. And to your point, we don't have to change who we are to appease the audience to make them feel better, because the messages that we give in the way that we give it and the energy that we put forth is gonna grasp the audience that we need, the audience made for us. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to a rock and roll podcast. I'm not a part of their niche. I'm not a part of that audience. I wouldn't listen to, you know what I'm saying, a cooking podcast. I'm not too deep into that field to, have a interest deep enough to be able to listen to, a podcast like that for an hour or hour and a half or however long it is.
Right.
So it's like the audience that we grab, we're gonna grab with the way that we deliver our message.
Yeah, your target audience will find you.
Right.
I feel like that kind of dives into what we were talking before about accepting the message, no matter who it comes from, like accepting that knowledge, accepting that information. It's instead of like rejecting it just because it's coming from those type of people, or you think that person fits this niche, so that person should only be able to communicate and manage themselves in a certain manner because you see them in this light. Right? So I think that's what basically she was saying, that we're too intelligent to be cussing like that. She sees us in this light, so we are supposed to fit in this picture frame.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I think it's a Martin Luther King, Malcolm X type of thing. When you think of Martin Luther King and how he represented, you know what I'm saying, African Americans of his time, it was like, if he was was to curse how we curse, it'd be like, that Martin. But you would expect that out of Malcolm. Because Malcolm was you felt like he was in the trenches though, like on some niggas need to get their shit together type shit. You
but
know
they're
what I'm
both trying to accomplish the same thing.
Exactly, bro. Just enlighten you as people. So, you know what I'm saying, they both grabbed their audience as they, you know, it was well deserved. So I mean, that's just what we doing, bro. We just being ourselves, man.
Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing. Be your authentic self. I think it takes you
and unapologetic.
Yeah, unapologetic about who you are. Because I could change the way I talk because you're from St. Louis and I want to seem cool to you. But that's inauthentic, right?
That's some baby daddy ass.
Yeah.
That's a baby daddy.
Exactly. So you either gonna like me for how I talk or not. And I feel like in my whole life, like I've been saying me. And so I'm able to attract whoever comes across my path because I don't change for you. I don't change for you. I'm same guy.
Neutral.
Yeah, same guy.
You are who you are.
Yeah, you are who you are, man.
And there's power in that because a lot of people try to change who they are based on who's around.
It's like, what's that called? Like trend. Like, are you a follower?
Yeah.
Or a leader?
Trend topic.
Trendsetter. Trendsetters. Like, I don't know why, but I was thinking of like how rappers blow up and all of a sudden they want to do like the rock and roll thing and face tattoos and all this other stuff. Like things that they weren't famous for before. Now that they got famous, it's like they gotta change to appease to a certain crowd. But it's like if you just remain your authentic self, then maybe you have more longevity versus, you know what I'm saying, trying to grab attention of these people right now. I don't know. I might be talking out the ass.
No. I mean, like I was about to mention Lil Wayne. I mean, I feel like that's the perfect example.
Yeah, perfect example.
But then again, I don't think he really was successful with the rock and roll.
He wasn't, bro.
No.
When he did that rock album?
I know. It was like 2010 or something.
Yeah, around then.
Yeah. He's kind of switched up to it was like 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
It
was a whole rock album.
It didn't grab. You know what? I told people that, bro. I was like, Lil Wayne was never that, bro, until he went mainstream. Yeah. Once he went mainstream, then he switched up to the rock and roll thing, and it just wasn't the same.
Because back then, rock was big in that little era.
Because that party like a rock, party like a rock star.
Yeah.
That was like, we wore the skull belts and shit. Hot Topic, bro, was making money off of us.
Juicy J had his
facts.
Man.
Facts, bro.
But yeah, I think it's really important to be authentic, man. Just like be yourself.
Yeah.
People are gonna appreciate you more for being yourself because as soon as you like try to diverge and be something else, people can sense that fakeness. They can sense that you're not authentic, that you're not being real with them. That you're trying to be somebody else. You're trying to be something else, or you're just going for the likes, or you're just going for the popularity, you know what I'm saying, or you're just going to fit in, like what you just said. But it's like if you just be you, then when people come and interact with you, they know who they're gonna get, they know what they're gonna get, no matter what ethnicity, gender, age, or whatever it is. They're still getting the same Jeremy, they're still getting the same Matt, they're still getting the same Antoine. So I feel like that's very important.
It's important. They're gonna love you or hate you regardless.
Yeah.
And it's better to be yourself and find out who hates you for being yourself.
Yeah.
Than to be fake.
Control your space.
Yes.
Control your science.
Yes.
Control your motherfucker.
Every time I say science, bro.
See, now y'all got me wanting to curse like a motherfucker. I get that from my family, bro.
All
My
these
family is a curses.
snakes on this.
It's where you're from.
Yeah.
It's where you're from. It's how you're raised.
It's not a disrespectful thing. It's just how we communicate. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's just
you're an engineer. You're a very intelligent person.
Yeah, it's just ebonics. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how it is. But to your point, being an engineer, you know how to code switch in certain situations. Yeah. But when I first got my first engineering job, or my first engineering internship, one of my roommates when I lived in Cleveland, he was a Caucasian dude. He was hella cool. His name was Charlie. He told me like, yo, you know, we could tell when you switch up the way you talk. Like, it doesn't sound natural. We can tell when you stop being you and you try to put on this professional persona. So when he told me that, I had already been working at the place for maybe 2 weeks, but he told me that, and that was what I needed, because right after that, I just went back to being who I was, communicating my ideas in the way that I would communicate them naturally from me. And I started to get more reception and more feedback and more involvement in my work team, because now I sound like I'm authentically a part of the team, you know what I'm saying, versus trying to fit a picture as the token black guy in this engineering space with a bunch of Caucasians and, you know, Asians and whatever other ethnicities might have worked there at the time, you know, being the black kid that felt like I'm already out, you know what I'm saying, like the one guy that I feel like all the eyes is on me. I gotta conform to them. Yeah. No, fuck that. I got the job for a reason, because of my background, because of my skill set, because of my resume, and because I can sell shit like a motherfucker. So I got the job, and I got the job being me. So I'm gonna continue to work the job being me. So that, I mean, that just goes to anything. Like, continue to be you as you grow. People gonna respect you, dog.
They'll respect you.
Hey, shut up.
Has the way you talk ever hindered you?
Has the way I talk ever hindered me? I don't. Not that I can think of. not that I may know of.
Yeah, I was about to say not that you know.
Anyone ever tell you something like, I don't know, I'm not going to give you this job because the way you talk?
Absolutely not.
Has the way you talk ever hindered you?
I feel like I get made fun of for the way I talk.
Because
it's white.
It's proper.
Posh.
You know, no cap, bro.
Posh.
No cap, bro. When we kicked it in Vegas, I told Nuki them, I'm like, listen, bro, y'all can't. We can joan, like, we all joan on each other, but I was like, but you can't go to Jimmy and be like, bitch ass nigga. I'm like, cause he's not gonna say that back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna say, he gonna joan back.
I can take it.
Yeah. But at the same,
say it back.
Exactly.
Like,
I was like, he's not gonna say it back. He gonna joan on you back in like his type of way of joning, but it won't be with the curse words. So I don't want to make it seem like we own him. You know what I'm saying? And he's not got the same response, that same energy. Because my partner's like, as soon as we met up with each other, it was like, I slapped the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would just own that, like, just making jokes. But Jeremy's not gonna respond to that. So if you tell somebody that I slapped the shit out you, and they just sit there, it just seemed like, after a day,
like, hey, man,
like after a day, it's like, bro, y'all just laying into my boy, like, you know, I was like, we joan on him, bro.
Yeah, good time. Yeah, I can take it, but I would go back. My dad's from Alabama, right? And so
okay,
he be eating
deep
gator.
Deep South, right?
Gator,
and all my cousins, they talk like they're from the Deep South. A lot of them grew up in the projects.
Yep.
And every summer we'd go there, and me and my brother would be talking to him. He'd be like, "Why you talk like that? Like, why you sound so weird? Why you say stupid and say the whole word instead of like they make fun of it, say stupid, like." Because I pronounce all the letters, right?
How you pronounce?
You have to ask them in Alabama.
I'm thinking of how I say it. Like,
Stupid.
Yeah, so they make fun of me. I don't know.
You dumb as hell.
Yeah, I don't know why I remember that word. But yeah, so that's like one time. But anytime that I go around like a new group, like he's from St. Louis, right? They're from Alabama. They'll be like, yeah, you're not from around here. Right? So it never really held me back, but
yeah,
I could see someone else, it would hurt, you know, because you're not accepted.
Yeah,
you feel like you're not accepted because you look like this, so I should talk like that.
Right, but that goes part into being comfortable and strong in who you are.
Yeah, so I was.
Yeah.
And I always have been.
Yeah.
And so, but for someone else, it'd be hard.
That'll be different, bro. People gotta be comfortable.
No,
with
that's great. Like that's what makes me me.
You know what, bro? That'll be different, bro. You're comfortable with who you are, no matter who says anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how people should live their life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not even like you being offended that other people view you differently. You know what I'm saying? I think that part of it is really missed with a lot of people in today's society, where a large group of individuals may be offended that other people don't accept them how they are. You know what I'm saying? Versus them just being happy with who they are and just moving on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
be happy with who you are.
yeah, but just be happy and move the fuck on,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, throw a whole fit about the world not seeing you how you want to be seen.
Right.
You get what I mean? Like,
Right.
it just is what it is.
No one understands me.
Yeah. Some
Like, woe is me.
Some people just don't like other people just for no reason. Have you ever had that, bro? For some reason, you just see somebody, you be like, I just don't like them. Like, for something about it, bro. And you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, bro. Like, you don't have to be liked by everybody, bro.
No.
Everybody doesn't have that same image of you.
No, and it's fine. It's A-okay. If they don't like you, it's cool.
Nah,
Kick
people
rocks.
soft, bro.
Kick rocks.
People soft.
People saw.
Like even like I was at a gym. This was like last week, and this dude that brought up my commercial with the cereal, right?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, he was all on there acting all professional. Hey, yeah. I was just like, yeah, did you buy some? Like I didn't change my composure. Like
Yeah,
no, I delivered it with the fashion and the manner that I wanted to deliver it. Obviously, you watched it, but you know,
And it was good enough for you to leave a comment.
but it was just like a small just snicker at how I was talking or how I was presenting myself. You
People
know,
throw those jabs.
yeah, it's like a little jab, and I'm just like, well, did you buy some? It's pretty fire, you know. But I'm not about to change or like make an excuse or like laugh with you at me about how I delivered something. You know what I'm saying? Because I delivered it in the fashion that I wanted to deliver it, the way Antoine wants to be seen, the way I want to represent myself. You know what I'm saying? And my family's from Tennessee. I'm not gonna say that I speak extremely posh. I got a little bit of ghetto in me, but still, my family's from the deep south, from Tennessee. Winchester, Tennessee, to be exact. Small little town.
Throw it up.
Outside of-
Winchester. He threw up a W and a C. Goddamn. Winchester.
Tennessee. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my family.
Oh, my.
Chattanooga out there, near Nashville. Country folk. My grandpa from Tennessee, deep south, still has an accent.
Yeah.
Everything like that. But, you know, I grew up in Colorado, mixed community. I went to a 5-star high school, which is it was huge before I transferred to the ghetto. Before I transferred to the more ghetto school, which is Mesa Ridge. You know, I was proud of myself because my mom always told me to speak like you want to be heard.
Yeah.
Right? Speak clearly. Speak like you want to be heard. Don't ever let somebody else control how you are wanting to deliver yourself, basically. So even like when I transferred and joined the military, which was another thing, especially that I seen people either conform to trying to speak proper and trying to speak professional, or not conform and just be their authentic selves. And you know, I seen people give like speeches or reading like commemorations or like some type of achievement award. They have to read it in front of the populace, and they would be on the podium reading, and some people would, you know, change their voice just to make it seem a certain way. And then I seen other people get better reactions from the reading by just reading it the way
That they would.
they are. Because you know, a lot of people from the South, a lot of people in the military are like from like Texas, Georgia, down south. So I would see that, and then I would see those people climb those high heights, become a master sergeant, become a chief. But they became that being who they are. They never had to shift and navigate and try to be something that they're not. Because that environment is pretty strong and magnetic, where it can pull you into a sense of where you are no longer yourself.
Exactly. In military especially.
Yeah, military especially.
Change your whole identity.
Oh,
But
yeah.
It's real dope that you told that guy, you kept a straight face with that guy in the gym. Because it's real easy to be like, oh yeah, man, you joke around with him and laugh with him instead of saying,
You fold.
Yeah.
Straight
it's
up,
real
you fold.
easy to do that. When you moved high schools, what was the demographic of the new high school?
Predominantly black and Mexican.
Really?
Yeah.
What age did you move?
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much already who you are sophomore year. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you get
Hell nah,
did you get picked
bro.
on?
Hell nah.
No,
bro.
no, like
Nah.
he's gonna talk how he talks by sophomore year.
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay. You talk about I think you talk about like as a man. I'm
no,
about to say,
you got a lot to grow.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Hell
but
nah.
he's gonna talk how he talks.
And like I don't really think it had a
going from this diverse, huge high school to a black and Mexican school. You can get made fun of
You
easy.
think that's like a culture shock?
Yeah.
Either way, bro. Like
it could be.
It make you less
but-
of a man to change just because of the. People
No, I'm not
around
saying
you.
to change. I'm saying, did you get made fun of because you didn't change because you came from this other school?
Nah.
Even still, bro.
What?
If you get made fun of in high school sophomore year, you probably throw hands, bro.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just asking you.
Nah, I'm fucking around, bro.
No, I mean like the other. I'm from Colorado, so the other school people still speak pretty posh too, but it's just like it's not as mixed or diverse as the other school. The other school was a military fed school, so all the fundings came from the local base. It was called Fountain Fort Carson. Fort Carson is the Army base that's right next to it. So all the kids that go there are Army kids. School's big as hell. It looks like a college, all glass windows, all glass like walls. And then Mesa Ridge has never changed. Still to this day, they haven't upgraded.
No upgrades.
No upgrades.
Low budget.
They don't got no type. They don't got their own personal field, nothing like that. So it kind of gives you an idea of like what the school was from here to here. I mean, but it would be different if you went from like, let's say, going far east, New Orleans, and then your parents moved to northern California, Colorado, Kentucky, not even Kentucky. Let's say Kansas.
Yeah, that's a huge
We
shock.
talk about
Something
dialects
like
now. I'm confused, bro. I'm kind of lost on what we all.
We talking about speech.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. So we talking about
That's what I'm
speech.
saying. Like we talk about dialects.
I mean, I guess.
Like talking Ebonics versus talking proper.
Oh,
And
okay.
so if you're from the deep south,
You from
you're gonna talk a
Louisiana,
certain way.
and then you move to Beverly Hills, like.
Yeah, you're gonna get people gonna make fun of you.
People don't make fun of you, bro. People, man, at a young age, when you a kid, people will make fun of you and shit, bro.
Yeah.
But like,
But not as an adult.
As
That's
an
what we're
adult.
talking about. We're talking about as a kid.
oh, okay.
Or is it-
I'm talking.
I'm like, what,
I'm
bro?
not talking about neither one of them. I'm talking about judgment, like being judged by the way that you look, talk,
Yeah.
right?
More so the younger you are.
Okay, are we talking to kids today? Is what
We
I'm
could
saying.
be talking kids today. We can be talking adults as well.
Basically,
Because obviously, we started the podcast, started the episode with Homegirl saying that we are too intelligent to be cussing. Right?
Yeah,
and so it goes back to where you're from.
But
And
that
how you
started
grow up.
off as we're adults. We are who we are. The message is great, but then it kind of transitioned over to when I was in 10th grade, and if you're into, and it kind of kept going like when you switching over and getting made fun of as a kid. That's why I'm like, is the message to
Well,
kids
where
today?
would you like to take the conversation, Mike?
I was just getting bored, bro.
Okay, we'll switch the
I'm gonna keep
conversation.
it funky like gym shoes,
keep
bro. I'm like, bro,
switch the
what the hell is
conversation.
going on, bro?
Yeah. Well, where would you like to transfer the
I just
conversation?
wanted to-
That's where we started it at.
I just feel like it kept going too long on dialects. Bro. People come from all over the place, bro. When you have opportunities and you move around this life and around this world, of course, people have different dialects, bro. You meet different people from different backgrounds and ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? But as a kid, you might find it challenging. As we grow as adults, we don't speak on it because we just accept people as who they are. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people
I don't
don't.
think so.
You
I
don't
don't think
think
that's
so?
true at
No, a
all.
lot of
No.
people don't.
And
They might not verbally.
That's what we said.
They might not
but
verbally
that's
say
what we
anything.
said. It comes with maturity and being comfortable with who you are. Like I gave the credit to Jeremy. Jeremy is comfortable with who he is as a man, to where like even in today's time or like recently now, like when we was just in Vegas, we still had a fucking ball. It wasn't like he was being picked on. He just didn't gravitate or couldn't transition and pick up on our Ebonics, and he wouldn't because that's not who he is. And that goes back to when I said, well, to be able to change yourself in that fashion or in that moment makes you less of a man to have to change who you are so that you can fit in a certain group for that time period.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's all I was saying, but it just kind of went down a path for 15, 20 minutes on childhood trauma.
We got
if you
lost.
got childhood trauma,
Jeremy
you can
wanted
talk.
to ask a couple
You can
questions.
talk.
or
You can
whatever.
talk.
Hey, I'm
bro.
just answering the man's questions.
If you got childhood trauma,
I'm just
bro, I'm here
answering
for
the
you.
man's questions. But even though we could just cut that off, move on to the next. So basically, what Homegirl was talking about, is that she had a picture of us in her head, an idea on how we should speak, and we weren't speaking the way she thought that we would. You know.
That's established. Shit.
Yeah.
I guarantee, man, she's still gonna love the message that we put out.
Yeah, 100%.
Because our message comes from our heart.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and that's what it is.
It is what it is, bro.
So with that, with conforming to people, people have certain expectations of timelines on your life, right?
Yeah.
Marriage, kids, all that stuff.
Conforming to the social norms.
Yeah, conforming to the norms.
Right.
And so, how you deal with that?
Bro, can I curse? Can I curse when I say
allow
this?
it.
Boy, fuck that, boy. I used to do that to myself, conform to the social norm because, like, when I was younger, like growing up, thinking that by a certain age I needed to have a house, a family, and do all these other things by a certain age. It wasn't until I got to college when I was like, screw that, because you know typically people say, okay, you go to college for 4 years, get your degree, go work for a couple years, then you meet a woman or a man or whatever people are into these days.
Yeah.
You have a family, you get married, now you buy a house, have kids, in that order, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until I got to college and I realized I don't have to do what other people expect of me. I can make my own decisions. I didn't take the traditional route of a 4-year degree plan. I spent 5.5 years in college because I took semesters off working internships for other companies that built up my resume, that built up my skill set so that I can have a really high paying job right out of school. You get what I'm saying? Instead of just 4 years of books, graduate, and then go look for a job. I set my foundation up first, and then from there did what I felt was best in the best process or in the best way possible to optimize the resources that I had. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have a woman or a significant other by a certain date. You don't have to have kids by a certain date, and you shouldn't put that on other people to have those things or accomplishments by a certain date or a certain age either. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody's path is different. So I had to learn not to live up to others' expectations, right? Because that's a social norm of what you should have by a certain day or whatever. That's why people get discouraged a lot, because they feel like they're not up to par. They feel like they're not as far along as they should be in life because they're at a certain age and they haven't accomplished half of what they may have thought that they should have.
Or they know people that are past them.
Or they know people that are past them, bro. But when you stop living in a comparative lifestyle and just start living in the moment for where you are and start thinking of a better plan for you and how you should move for your life, for your future, then you're going to have a better outcome for you, because it's an individual world. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is just going to walk outside and look at you and be like, oh, I'm going to pay their bills. You know what I'm saying? It's a dog-eat-dog world. If you're a musician and you're a musician, somebody's got to be the top. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you're in competition with everybody around this joint. So you just got to stop comparing yourself and just live the life that you feel you deserve, but you got to work for the life that you feel like you deserve.
Right.
At your own pace.
100%.
So, I mean, as far as that goes, I feel like that also kind of like piggybacks off of our last episode with controlling your space, right? Like, trying to have somebody force you into a bubble is like basically imprisoning yourself and imprisoning the opportunities and the progress that you can possibly have, because you're limiting yourself. You are now putting limits, you're putting markers on yourself because you're trying to fit in with the social norm. You're trying to meet the expectations of others. And I really want to speak on my recent experience on how social norms had a huge impact on me in my mental state. You know, put me into a depressive state to where...
I was just going to say that. Like,
It does that.
If you have all these expectations of the norms, you become
because I already have my own. I'm my biggest critique, man. Biggest critique. There will never be a day to where I think that I'm perfect. There will never be a day that I think that I worked hard enough. There will never be a day that I felt like it was a perfect day. It was near perfect. I got a lot of things done. I put in a lot of work, but I probably could have did this.
Hey, not to cut you off, but you just made me think of something, bro. In those moments where you have those days where we're our biggest critiques and we feel like we have to do more and more and more and more, we a lot of times forget to celebrate the small wins. I have that issue a lot, bro. I spend months working on projects, bringing shit to fruition, and once it's completed, I'll just move on, like as if it was not, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, okay, and walk off. But it takes others to be like, bro, like celebrate, that was great, blah blah blah. But me, I'm already gone. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we have to sit back and just be like, you know what?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Every
You don't
time.
have
to. But don't forget to celebrate yourself in the small wins.
I feel
because
like
then
all times.
you'll just be a machine.
Yeah, I feel like
machine.
all times you should see the miraculous in the common.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a paraphrase that I read in the
See the what?
see the miraculous in the common.
Oh, in the comment. I thought you said comments. I'm like,
See the miraculous in the comments. You didn't see my comment? You didn't see that?
I'm like, who just wrote miraculous, bro? Like, who thought of miraculous and wrote that in the comment?
Man.
So what happened to you?
I lost. Lost at the USA's. I felt deep inside my soul. Not only just, it wasn't me that was really fueling that fire, but it was everybody around me having me believe that this is the moment. You know what I'm saying? That I was going to turn pro because I was hearing it from top competitors in the world. I was hearing it from
Your coach.
judges. I was hearing it from my coach.
You better hear it from the coach. Shit.
My peers.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Some coaches to keep it fun. Yeah, keep it real.
keep it real.
Yeah. From randoms. I mean, hell, I had the biggest growth in my social media history
To date.
during those 25 weeks. You know, people just seeing the progression and they just like, you know, giving me that inspiration.
That fuel.
That fire, that science.
I'm about to say that science. I was just about to do that. I was just about to say that science.
But, you know, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it funky, like my boy Mac would say. I was depressed. I was depressed, man. It was beating me up. It was beating me up. I think what even beat me up even more was not only that, like, Mac's a pro, Dwayne's a pro now. Other people that were looking up to me behind the stage saying, dang, bro, I got to go up against you. Well, at least I brought my best. These are words somebody told me. More than one person coming up to me or checking me out in the backstage, pointing at me or whatever, or saying, hey, man, I'll follow you. You know, keep doing what you're doing, whatever, right? And these people placed in front of me, right? So that was something where I was like, I'm not where people think that I should be at, or, you know, I'm not in the position of where they thought I was going to be at, right? So that
like
pressure,
It's a disconnect. This is what people see, but this is what actually happened. You know what I'm saying?
And this is what you think.
Yeah. This is what people
mind.
see. Of course, this is what you believe, but this is what actually happened. It's like you just fell short of your own expectations in the time that you felt like things should come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? And that definitely can be disappointing. It definitely can be depressing when we have goals based on a timeline. Some goals, you know, we just work towards over time, but certain goals like trying to turn pro is a timeline thing because there's a date for those shows. It's like it has to happen on that date. You get what I'm saying? So once it does, if it doesn't, then it's back to the drawing board for so many more weeks out or for a whole another year. It's definitely a state that can put you in a depressive mindset or a fallback mindset, you know what I'm saying, for the time being. And me and you had this conversation, you know, I gave you a few days and then I gave you a call because I know everybody deserves that time to themselves to process the reality of everything that's going on, to process your emotions, to be able to process the moment of where you're actually at, because now is the time to channel those emotions and figure out a better plan going forward, figure out the future, because tomorrow is definitely coming. You know what I'm saying? You can have your time of being down. You deserve that. Nobody ever, and I told you that too, bro. Nobody can ever tell you not to be down for such a goal that you aim for, that you work your ass off day in and day out to achieve. If you fall short, take your time, bro. Let it out. You know what I'm saying? But even as a friend, you have a limit, bro, because I can't let you stay down there.
Yeah.
I can't let you stay down there as a friend, because I need you back where you're supposed to be, so that we can continue to go forward from here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Elevation a lot of times happen in the losses.
So to become a pro is not the norm, right? And so we're talking about like society, social norms. How does that stack up? Like, you're already above what society has set out. Right. You're not supposed to be a bodybuilder. You're not supposed to be a national competitor, right? So you're already above the norm. And so it's a little different, I'd say. Because there's not this whole society saying, Antoine, you should be a pro by this age. Right? It's this niche community of bodybuilding.
I don't know if it's an age, but I think people look at it like however many years they've been trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's just like only the bodybuilding community might think that, but not all of society. Okay. Versus, what was your example about, getting a career by this day, getting married, kids by this
social
day?
Norms.
Social norms. So
social norms.
All of society, all of America will tell you that story, but only this small section of people will tell you this story.
Yeah. I would say that I would have to decipher all the noise that's coming in, good and bad. And the reason why I say good and bad is that some people will try to level me by saying, "Oh, well, it took me X amount of time to get my pro card."
Yeah.
They started.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll get it. It will come because it took me 3 times as long as it's taking you now to get my pro card. Or, I heard it from people who aren't into bodybuilding. So one of my best friends, he told me, "Dog, you already a winner. You already a champion. You already look crazy." You know what I'm saying? I seen the pictures. You look crazy, man. Don't trip about it, bro. You already a champion. You a pro in my eyes. I appreciate that, but at the same time, that I can't accept that type of norm that you're putting on me.
It's almost an excuse for you.
Exactly, and I once I take in that information, it might have me release off the gas pedal a little bit.
It's okay,
right? It's okay. Well, I still got 10 years, so I'm fine.
Right.
I can still push the gas a little bit lighter.
Right.
I got plenty of time, and I had to tell myself I had to re-establish my mental space and tell myself nah, this is how you can attack it. This is what you need to do. And this is what we're going to do.
Me personally, if I have a loss or anything like that, and people come to me and say, it's okay because this, and that, or you'll get it next time, I don't like it.
I really don't like it either.
I hate it, bro. I hate it.
I
hate the sound of it. Oh, you'll get it next time. I
don't like it. When I did Pittsburgh and I got second, everybody came to me and was like, "Oh, it's a political thing. They only let Sadiq win because of his title, because of who he is and his legacy in the sport." And I hated that feedback from people, bro.
What about when they said that? Oh, well, you got second.
But you got second. But I hated that feedback because it was like, no, he won because he won. You get what I'm saying? It's not a political thing, because if I was to win, that means I came with a package that was undeniable.
Right.
I had my own flaws.
Right.
Is the reason why I came in second. I put the blame on me.
Exactly.
We can't shift blame to outside factors except for what we can control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Focus on what you control.
Exactly, man.
It
He
is
won.
what it is.
Congratulations to him. Don't try to deter his accomplishments.
Yeah.
And say, just because I might be a favorite to win. You might have favored me to win, but I didn't. So don't make excuses as to why you feel like I deserve. Nobody deserved.
No one deserves it
To win. You know what I'm saying? So
don't
don't discredit the accomplishment he had. Just allow me to take the critiques and the feedback so that I can continue to get better. That's a better way to look at it. If you're somebody that really understands how progression and elevation really works, then you will see it for what it is and be able to speak that truth to your friend or your companion or whoever to say you did work your ass off. You did come this far. We're going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to get better, because obviously there was something still missing out of the equation to complete it. You get what I'm saying? It's not to deter or diminish or minimize their progress that they put in. It's just to say, congratulations, clap. You've made a long stride, but we still got more to go.
Right. And I feel like there's a process of accepting your loss. Once you accept the loss, now you analyze the loss. You figure out what exactly happened, because in bodybuilding, it could be a tweak, slight shift in the hips, a breath, a quick second. It could be
breath.
a millisecond that the judge is looking at you and they're looking at the other person. The other person might have been seen in better light at that specific moment than you were. Or hips were shifted slightly, you were breathing, you were catching your breath, whatever the case might be. It could have been anything, but you'll never be able to analyze that information or that data if you don't actually accept the loss and criticize yourself.
You close yourself off mentally from the start.
Every moment that you listen to these people say it's okay,
Yeah.
it's all right,
Yeah.
you're delaying the time that you can accept what it is.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Yep.
It happened, right? And then once you accept that, like you said, then you can get better.
That
Then
goes
you
back.
can focus on.
Let's go back to like, who are your true friends, right?
Who are your true friends?
Who are your true supporters to tell you that?
Exactly. Telling you straight up how it is.
How it is, not in an asshole kind of way either. Of, man, you whatever, bro. But hey, congratulations, bro. You are better than where you were. We're just not there yet. And as a teammate, a true fan and a true supporter, we're gonna keep the foot on the gas until we get better, until we get there and get that accomplishment. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of support each of us need in this life, in any accomplishment. It's not just bodybuilding. If somebody wants to write a book and just is finding trouble, finding that struggle to find a motivation or whatever accomplishment, or start a business or whatever it is, true friends will tell you how it is and will tell you what you need to do to wrap your mind around so that you can make sure you stay on top of your shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not you came close. It's it took such and such this amount of time. Start doing that comparative shit.
Yeah, don't make no
how do
excuses.
you think records get set? If we were comparing times, then everybody would be finished by this certain timeline. Records get set because people keep their foot on the gas and they get it done when they can get it done. That's what we all need, bro.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
One try at a time. I feel like trial and error, every time we get better, a lot of people, they're afraid to try. They're afraid to
A lot of people.
to take the step. You know what I'm saying?
People weak, bro. People weak.
That's the theme, right?
People are weak. That's the title of this show. People are weak.
Facts.
Good title.
But it's just like, to gain that strength, you gotta try, man. Perfection is never going to exist. So long as you try, you get data, you get tangible substance. You're able to look at something, right? When I took that loss, bro, I promise you, every single day, I'm watching the video, I'm looking at the photos, comparing, contrasting the winners, the losers, who's the best in the world, how are they moving their feet, asking this person, doing this, doing that, doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the process of elimination to be able to take that data. We tried this. Well, that didn't work. Now we can assess and we can try it here.
Right.
And that's the reason why I'm doing December 3rd.
A lot of people, you can get.
Jinkies.
Hold that thought.
Jinkies.
Hold that thought.
Sure.
A lot of people, like you said, are afraid to try because a lot of people view it as black and white, 0 to 100. I'm either nothing or I'm a pro, and they don't understand that it's a spectrum. So you have to try, fail, get that data, try, fail, get that data until you become whatever you're trying to reach.
And before Mark goes, even in that sense of like bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
If you let's say you nail it the first time.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you're technically ready for the pro league.
Yeah.
But if you try, you fail, 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 try, you fail. Now you succeeded and you're prepared to face the best in the world.
Yeah.
And you stack up against them.
I gave that example last year, bro. My first show, I won overall. Like the Rodney Coleman, I won that overall. But then I came here to the SoCal, and I got second. I needed that loss because I couldn't imagine where my headspace would be if I had just won, then going to nationals with that same expectations. Like, I'm a winner. I needed that loss. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that loss is where you really learn, get that data, and you come back better. See what you really need to work on.
Yep.
But
You said jinkies.
I said jinkies. But the free game I was about to give to people today was when you're trying to elevate, like, well, you're trying to be successful or the best, who are you comparing yourself to? Are you comparing yourself to people that's doing what you're doing in your community, in your circle or the people that are actually the best in the world.
Right.
When I compare myself in this as a competitor in men's physique, I don't look at local competitors to see who I'm better than out here in the San Diego area. I look online to see who are the top guys in the world. How are their physiques comparing? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they're the standard if they're the top 5. You get what I'm saying? How do I get into that spectrum? Like when you compare yourself to the people that are the winners, the people that do set the standard, the people that are at the top of the list, of the cream of the crop, and you work to get to that level, that's where your mind's at. That's where your work ethic is at. That's where your heart and your motivation. Then that's where you are going to aspire to be, and that's where you're going to land.
100%.
So if that's just a free game and free tip.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure I
major tip. I learned that from you because I see your vision and what you expect, and you compare yourself to the best in the world versus someone else that be like, oh, I won this local show. I'm the man. I'm the man. Like, I don't gotta do nothing else. I'm better than everyone else in this city, right? I'm the man. If you have your expectations of, I need to be the best in the world, then you can push yourself to do what's required to reach that.
Best in the world.
Absolutely, bro. Why would I want to be a scrub? Why would I want to be normal?
It's because
not even normal, bro. You could be a superstar.
We trick ourselves.
Yeah.
Into believing we've arrived.
You try to find your
You
own
believe we arrived.
You don't trick yourself. You just get complacent in your own comfort zone. You get to a certain level of your community or the people around you or that are closest to you that see you at a certain level.
Yeah.
So that's where you want to find your comfort.
Yeah.
But when you branch out and you start to broaden your platform to now you're national, now you're international. But how do you stack up against those guys? You know what I'm saying? Now that you're national, you might just be another guy. Now that you're international, it's like, yo, who is this guy? We just started seeing him. You have no cred until you put yourself visually as that top person, bro. You'll never be. You gotta believe it though.
You gotta believe it.
You gotta believe it, bro.
I think about this with like another way to put it is in NFL terms. So you got your players that make it to the NFL, and they were the best in the world in college, but they make it to the NFL. I've arrived. Reggie Bush, right? He could have been best of all time, Hall of Famer, right? And then you got your players that make it to the NFL. No one knows who they are, and they work so hard because they want to be the greatest.
Tom Brady.
And so it's just a different switch, right? Like Reggie Bush could have been one of the greatest athletes to ever play in the NFL.
He played for USC, right?
USC.
It's cold, boy. That number.
You know where he's from? San Diego.
You about to say? What I thought?
What's his name? Was the quarterback?
San Diego?
Lackard? No.
Oh, Matt Leinart.
Matt Leinart. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But Reggie Bush from San Diego. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Reggie.
But
Reggie, we're based out of San Diego, my brother. So if you ever want to just hop in on the Go To podcast and speak on it, get some Go game, man. It's for you, bro.
Right after I put him down.
Right after you put him down. Let him come defend himself, bro. Let him come defend himself.
It's true. You don't know what happened, right? But he had this potential to be. He was the best in college.
He was cold.
Best in college.
He was cold. I'm gonna tell you what it was. It was that out route, not out route, bro.
Philadelphia Eagles, baby.
Yeah. Again, bro, they said hike it. They just tossed it to that sideline. They just lobbed it. Left them wide open, bro. They hit that man so hard, bro. He ain't never been the same.
He got destroyed.
He ain't never been the same.
He couldn't breathe. He was crawling on the ground.
He was crawling on the ground, bro.
I was jumping up and down watching it. It was a playoff game.
That was crazy, bro. They hit that man hard, bro. I threw the flag at home.
It was his rookie year. It was no flag. It was before they were soft.
Yeah.
No flag.
No, it was hard. You ain't never seen the play?
Nah.
God, bro.
I probably did.
It's probably it's easy top 10, maybe top 20 hits in the league.
Yeah,
I'm about to check that
I
out.
was hyped. I was watching at home with my dad. It's a playoff game. We were hyped.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy, man. But nah, bro. I think we gave some good go game.
It was great today.
Got a little shifty in the beginning. You had me in the first half, but we felt
it's a little shifty.
It's a little shifty
in the first
bro.
half.
But nah, we gave some definitely gave some go game. Go ahead, Jimmy, man. You wanna give him wrap it up?
What if I don't want to wrap it up?
You out here with the monkey pox too. if you don't want to,
He's stupid.
Ah, he touched me.
oh man, boy.
Hey, we appreciate
Hey,
all
hold on. Hey, you know the symptoms to monkeypox?
What are they?
First off, the first symptoms, you stop snoring, and instead of snoring, you be like,
Hey, he did that too good. You gotta scoot over, bro.
Hold on.
And for
let me
anybody,
get up out of here.
for anybody that pick their towel up in the shower with their feet, yeah, buddy, you got that. You got the monkey. You got the monkeypox going on, G. So shit, yeah, you might want to go get looked at.
Hey, that's a great tip right there. Huh?
Hey, I'm telling you.
Go get checked out. But we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in with us. Go gang out.
Peace.